Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to round number 2 of the North American Grand Prix Formula Masters Championship, coming to you here on Monday nights, and I'm joined with by my broadcast partner Brad Maris. Brad, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Al, and let's give a quick thank you to Rich Roman for his stellar commentary last week, filling in for myself as I was out away on assignment. So good job last week there, guys. I hope I'm not out of a job, Al.
No, you are safe for now, as let's see, this guy Rich filled in, did an admirable job last week filling in for you. We missed you, and very happy to have you back here, Brad. So, man, what a race you missed last week. What a finish to the race last week, as we can touch on that a little later, as Matt Taylor caught up with some last lap traffic late in the race, and Louis Nieto taking his first victory of the season. So,
yeah, that was very exciting. Congratulations to Louis Nieto. You know, he's been fighting for that win for quite a while now, quite a few seasons, among both our GT2 class and our open wheel class as well. So congratulations, Louis.
Well, it is a new week this week, and let's see what Matt Taylor can do here tonight, as these guys will be carrying some weight here. Let's take a look at the track map real quick for tonight, coming to you from Zandvoort. 13 corners, very technical circuit, very tricky circuit to drive, Brad. And it's going to be interesting to see how these guys perform here tonight. Let's jump on board now with Thiago Canola about to start a lap. Put a clean one together, but he was quite quick, leading the charts at the end of last session.
Yeah, he was indeed. And speaking of some of those tough, tricky corners, turn 1 is no exception to that rule. Now, in the GT cars, you'll see a lot of sliding off, but, oh, well, Thiago does get a little wide. But with these cars, you have to worry more about the rear end coming out from you on acceleration. Fun corner here to get this one right. Oh, Thiago does not.
Well, he keeps it together.
Yeah, keeps it on track. That second gear corner, he just came through that left-hander. That is a corner we're going to have to keep our eyes on tonight. Always a source of excitement here, and one that can cause a lot of bottlenecks, particularly in these type of open wheel cars where the speeds are up quite a bit. Boy, tricky corner entry here to that right-hand sweeper, Al. That is a blind entry, and a high-speed entry at that, around this Zandvoort track. Kind of some trail braking corners here. Kind of difficult to get the entry right. You want to scrub off the speed a little bit, then trail brake into the corner, get to the apex, and accelerate straight off from there. As we see, Thiago actually did a nice job there with that. And I got to tell you, this is not my favorite corner here at Zandvoort. I've never quite figured this one out, Al. Pretty much I just try to get through there as best I can. Ooh, Thiago does catch some of the first curbing. Now that is something you definitely don't want to do. Kind of a ragged lap here from Thiago, Al.
Yeah, a bit ragged, but I'm sure he'll get it together here as he makes his way onto the front straight. But Thiago does a good job keeping it on track for us here in this onboard portion of qualifying, as Alex White has quickly jumped to the top of the timesheets with the 34.5. Little opening salvo from him.
Yeah, we speculated a little bit what that qualifying time might be. We weren't sure if they're going to get the low 34s or not, but it looks like they've got a real good chance of doing that, huh?
Yeah, I was taking a look at last season's qualifying results. Best lap in qualifying was a 35.1 here, as Ronnie Nunez took pole and then pretty much dominated that race in the Formula A bars. But like we mentioned, it's a new formula this season, and these cars are going to be a bit quicker. So apparently just under a second off last season's qualifying pace. But times may continue to drop here as Matt Taylor moves up to second in the timing of the 34.6. As you can see, a lot of these guys starting to set personal bests.
Yeah, and much easier to see with that snazzy Broadcast Tools app there, Al. Don't know if you've got the splits up or not, but
I do. As Greatrix just set his personal best of 37 and change. Currently following Ian Jolicoeur. Jolicoeur finishing third last week. Pretty solid run from him.
Yeah, indeed, and we'll get to some of those very early points, but some interesting news and notes, I think, even though it's only after one race on the points side of things.
See a couple guys taking it off. Nieto, Rolf. Moses does a good job of Jolicoeur through. 35 laps here at Zandvoort this evening.
Boy, and a tough 35 laps it will be. Sorry, Al.
I was just going to mention Jolicoeur carrying 10 kilograms of success ballast for this race here tonight. Finishing third last week. A lot of guys taking it off here. Alley, we just saw him stage left.
You know, that is
what we do here at the line. He sets a personal best 35-1. That's good enough for third. Nice lap for me.
Now, I was pretty interested to see that the times, the practice times in our official practice, we're actually quite close there. Most of those guys in race trim at the moment, and I thought that was very interesting to see. I thought we might see a bigger spread around here, but it turns out the times, the grid might be pretty tight here this week.
Yes, Kevin Savoy jumps to server best, 34-3. So
there he is.
Exactly, missing last week, but here tonight, and immediately jumps on pole. We're on board with Chris Moses now. Chris is currently sitting in 7th. He is 4/10 off in the first sector. Had a tough race last week. Did a good job. Had some contact early on, so he was a little off pace in that first stint of the race last week. Battled back for a solid finish.
Yeah, ran into some early trouble in that race. I wasn't here. I did manage to see the excellent broadcast replay that you guys did, as mentioned. But yeah, Chris Moses showing some of the best times in our practice session. So you know that he's got pretty good speed, just has not got a lap in yet, I suspect.
A bit off in the first 2 sectors as he comes to the line here. Take this hot lap. Does not improve. Oh, I take that back. He doesn't. He jumps up to 4th with a 34-6. Let's see what Tiago Canola can do now after he... A little bit of a rough first attempt.
Yeah, we know that cleaner lap for Tiago is going to definitely improve his time for the better. Now, interesting, we haven't said this a lot in Assetto Corsa. Said it quite a bit in our GT2 experience, of which we had a lot, but time's very tight, so 4/10 covering just the top 5 places now, and that is close stuff.
Canola even in the first sector. Jumped up to 6th provisionally. We got our eye on Canola now, a little behind in the second split.
Yeah, quick note, we'll have to talk about the weight ballast a little bit and how that can differ here from it was last season as we watched Tiago come to the line.
Like Canola, he improves to a 34-8. So good enough for 6. Chris Moses jumped up to 4th. Looking further back, Aaron Parsons now. Parsons struggled last week at Spa, and looks like he might be struggling here again this week at Zandvoort. I gotta wonder.
You know,
just having a hard time coming to grips with these cars.
well, we saw the same thing last season, and the note I was going to make on that team from last week is both Aaron Parsons and John Houston not looking too sharp, just as they did last season. 2 races into the season last season, they were nowhere, came on towards the end, but it just wasn't enough to overcome that early deficit for that team. So you have to think to learn from that experience from last season and get it in gear here as quickly as they can.
Continue to watch Parsons here. He 4/10 off in the first sector. Ooh, a little too much throttle there on exit.
I know you're going to switch cars, but that is exactly where you have to be careful with these cars is on throttle. Boy, that rear end likes to hop around over the bumps, Al.
Look at Kurt Chandler now. Curtis currently sitting in 17th at the moment. 2 seconds off the provisional time. He's 6/10 off in the first sector.
Yeah, but you know, Curtis actually was looking pretty sharp, was running toward the top 10 in that practice session, Al.
Yeah, we've seen that before from Kurt. He's, last season practiced well at a number of places and then some qualifying. Struggled with it, but put them together here in this session.
Yeah, such a tricky little chicane there.
About 12 and a half minutes here left in this qualifying session. These sessions moved rather quickly. And Kurt to the line. Let's see if he can improve. Does not look like he's going to be able to. David Rowley making his way out of the pit lane. David Poole now making his debut here after missing last week. Oscar Lithgow did a tremendous job filling in for David. Had a great finish last week. I think he ended up finishing 5th. Was running 3rd, 4th for a while. And speaking of Oscar, he's currently in 16th. Certainly one of the stars of the night last week.
Yeah, did a good job, and I would say that he was extremely composed in that race as well. Didn't make any mistakes, was very consistent, and that's what's going to earn you some good finishes around here.
Looks like David Poole may be on an out lap, as Poole is currently sitting in 5th. Krishna Khalili. I believe he is substituting tonight. Yeah, he is. He is substituting for Salem Montgomery Jr. Khalili currently back in 25th.
Yeah, and you have to figure Kreshnik not having a lot of seat time due to that substitution role. Whoa.
Watching David Rowley on track. Rowley currently sitting in 21st.
Boy, we saw this guy have some...
flying lap right now. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, we saw David Rowley have some tremendous success there for at least a couple 3 races in the A-Bars last season. So it'd be interesting to see if you can match those results this season in the Formula Masters class.
Ooh, Rowley. A little too much steering input there. The car turn around. So, Matt Taylor has now jumped up into provisional pole with a lap of 34.1. Wow. So Matt Taylor, pole sitter last week, currently first here tonight, carrying 15 kilograms of success ballast. Taylor has certainly got these cars figured out for sure.
Yeah, wow. I mean, the guy continues to come on under the PMR banner here for that team, and it's nice to see. The results pretty sketchy. Maybe ran pretty well now and then, but has been very consistent the last couple seasons. It has to be said.
Alex White has just jumped up to second with a 34.2, so he's about a tenth off Taylor's pace. Oscar Lithgow just set a personal best of 35.5, so he's moved up to 11th. David Poole is watching him now across the stripe, and he is not going to improve. So David Poole remains in 6th. Running through the field here, we got Kevin Savoy currently in 3rd. Flying lap for Kevin.
Now that traffic up front will not help, obviously. Yeah, so 8 drivers in the 34s and 1 second covering the top 10, so not too shabby for those times.
Yeah, so like you said, that lap car not going to help Savoy. Here, Sam Rolfe currently sitting in 20th. Andy Uran back in 12th. Thursday night broadcaster. Taking it a little bit wide there. It's very easy to do. So Marty,
particularly at that corner.
Yeah, Marty not going to improve at this point, so he is still 12. Chuck Carter had a strong run last week, qualified well. He's currently in 13th. Chuck did well here last season, if I recall. I think he had a DNF, got caught up in some trouble, but usually performs quite well here at Zandvoort. See if we can pick up Alex White here as he is on fire. Chandler continues to improve his times. He's now moved up to 18th. Oscar Lithgow on board with him, only a tenth off in the first sector. He's got a pretty good run going here.
Yeah, those sector splits can definitely be influenced here in this class by the amount of aerodynamics being run and that rather long front straight. However, I don't think many drivers are going to be choosing to run the aerodynamics very low here, as it's very necessary for the entire rest of the lap.
With a lot of shape on the braking going into that chicane. Ooh, as Kevin Savoy now has moved into pole position with a 33.9, and Lithgow throws it off. So what a lap here as we're watching Ronnie Nunez now on a flyer. Last season's pole sitter here at Zandvoort. Sitting in 4th presently.
Now, obviously knows the track very well, but just 5.5 minutes left to go. He's going to have to get cracking if he wants a shot at this thing.
Car off there, Richards gets by without trouble. Monty is about even in the first sector.
Ronnie electing to go with 4th gear for that corner. That's it's interesting to see some guys in 5th, some guys in 4th. Takes a lot of curbing there. It's very interesting. So he is obviously set up. I mean, that looked like a line he intended to run. So set up for some curbs here. Interesting.
Parsons with the 35.9 jumps up to 14th. His teammate back gets 16th, John Houston. Nunez like he's 3/10 off in the second split. Trussler now puts a lap together, vaulting himself up into 8th with a 34.9. So nice lap from Mike Trussler.
Kevin Savoie.
Nunez, he improves to a 34.4, but unable to move up in the rankings. So just about 4 minutes left here in this session. Luis Nieto, haven't talked about him yet in this session, but last week's winner carrying 20 kilograms of ballast. Success weight is currently in 9th.
Yeah, and Luis Nieto not making a ton of noise there in that practice session. So he may have missed the setup here a little bit, or something is causing him to. Oh, he's taking a little bit of that curbing too. Maybe he didn't mean to though.
Nieto takes it way off. Well, he may have an opportunity to get another one in here as we're watching Matt Taylor now in second. Traffic just ahead of him. He's on track. Uran just set his personal best, 35.2. Up for 11th. Teammate just ahead of him. 10th, Ian Cholapur. Taylor can do here when we get a bit of a toe off of Matrix.
We'll definitely get a toe.
So Taylor not going to improve here. So he's going to keep going.
Yeah, he actually got around the first corner pretty well, but now looking maybe a little bit more shaky despite having that traffic. He can reset to the pits and get back out. Now it's only going to be on the first lap where the tires are not necessarily their best, but boy, if he's down, he might want to scrub off the lap and just give it one last go.
Yep, 5/10 off. Cholapur just takes it. Too much curving there entering that chicane. We got Chris Moses now. Looks like he is on an out lap. Let's check in with Alex White. Thiago Canola in 7th.
Yeah, interesting. We haven't seen Thiago Canola improve from that 34.8. I would have suspected that he had a little bit more in that thing. So one last shot here, it looks like, for Thiago.
10th off in the first sector. Ronnie Nunez, he's up in sector 1. All these two guys, Thiago and Ronnie. Thiago right behind Ronnie on track.
Yeah, Thiago takes it off.
Yep, Thiago is taking it off. Heard that happen. Five seconds to go here in the session.
Yeah, Ronnie should be able to get to the stripe with enough time in hand, perhaps, to get another lap in if he's got the fuel on board. The last gasp for these guys. Chasing down Kevin Savoie, only man in the 33s.
Looks like a pretty decent lap here. He improves to a 34.4, but still unable to improve on that lap and that starting position. Kevin Miller, Trussler, no improvement. Checkers are out. Alex White now. Last ditch effort for pole for Alex. Morris sets a personal best of a 35.1. Larson's 35.8. 14 is the best Carson is going to do. Joe Moore's going to sit in 10. We're going to oversteer on exit there for White. Lost him a little bit of time. He does. He's down to 10. He's up in the first sector. Throws that car in there in turn 12.
Yeah, nothing to lose at this point.
So White to the line. What can he do here? Does he improve? He does not. 34 once. Best is going to be for White. Joe LaCour still on a flyer here, as is Lithgow. Lithgow takes it off.
Yeah, I think Nieto's still on a flyer. Nope.
That's it. That's going to do it. Kevin Savoy takes pole here tonight at Zandvoort with a 33.9. You said it. First, only guy in the 33s. Pretty outstanding lap. Matt Taylor, meanwhile, with the weight, 15 kilograms. Good enough for second. His teammate back in fifth, Chris Moses. Wow. And Alex White locking in that third spot. So pretty racy session here, Brad.
It really was, and again, the times are actually quite tight throughout the field. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. This is a difficult track for these cars to get around consistently and with speed. We're going to have to see very closely what happens in the race here. I suspect that we are going to have some DNFs coming, but how about that Kevin Savoy guy? I mean, who the hell is this guy? He probably has, what, 5-6 races under his belt? I know he ran a pretty full schedule last season, but he's not exactly an Assetto Corsa veteran, let's say, compared to some guys. It does, whatever. Kevin just goes out. Yeah, okay, I'll just go ahead and put it on pull, whatever. We just see it over and over again with the guy. It's amazing.
Well, we know Kevin's a great qualifier. Now let's just hope he can put his racecraft together here and finish, come home tonight with a solid finish. And he's got the pace for the win. And just see how it turns out. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in now, you're watching live coverage of North American Grand Prix Monday night Formula Masters Championship coming to you live from Zandvoort. You got 30 qualifying just ended in about 4 minutes. We'll be starting this race for 35 laps here around Zandvoort. Looking back at last season, Ronnie Nunez took the win, leading every lap. Doesn't look like that's going to happen here tonight, Brad, as Nunez is going to be starting from fourth here tonight. Marty Uren had a great finish here last week, finishing second, and White took third. But
these.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Al, sorry to cut you off there. These cars actually are quite a bit faster than the Abarth. It just goes to show that the Abarth handled so well. Really lacking in straight line speed compared to these beasts, but they handled so well. Still able to get around this track just about a second and a half off of these cars' time.
So taking a quick look at the championship standings, even though after one round it's Luis Nieto leading the way with 24 points in the Drivers' Championship, followed by Matt Taylor with 22 points, Joe LaCour in third with 18, Alex White fourth with 16, and Nunez in fifth with 14. In the team championship, PMR, Precision Motor Racing, that's Matt Taylor and Chris Moses there, back out front where they left off last season with 32 points. Followed by Monty Python's Racing, that's Nunez and David Poole with 26. Rocky Road Racing with 24. That is Luis Nieto and Brian Story. They're in third. We got a tie for fourth between Team Formula Winning and Kung Fu Racing. But Well, we talk about it every season, Brad. That team championship is something that's going to be, shifting from team to team, and the point swings pretty wide swing some weeks there in the team championship.
Yeah, last season was kind of an anomaly with PMR more or less having a lock on that the last couple 3 races, but that was definitely the anomaly, and I'm sure we'll return to our very tight team championship by the end of this season 28.
All right, so let's take you down the starting order for tonight's race. So far, it looks like everybody's going to be starting on the same tire compound. So it's going to be Kevin Savoy with pole position here tonight, starting first. Matt Taylor second. Alex White's going to start third. Ronnie Nunez fourth. Chris Moses fifth.
David Poole's going to slot 6th. Tiago Canola will take 7th. Mike Trussler, good run just behind Tiago. Luis Nieto is in 9th, and I lost my 10th place driver. Ian Jellicoe, thank you. Just popped up.
Marty Uren's going to start 11th. Lithgow is going to start 12th. Chuck Carter's going to start 13th. Parsons languishing back at 14th, and Kevin Miller's going to start 15th.
Aaron's teammate John Houston takes 16th. Gregory Myers is in 17th. Curtis Chandler is in 18th. Jonathan Cuppett slots 19th. Sam Rolston's in 20th.
David Rowley 21st. John Watson's going to start 22nd. Mike Gratrix 23rd. Brian Story 24th. Mascarelli's going to start 25th.
Sergio Calderon, Krishna Halili 26th and 27th. It's a full house tonight, Al.
So, Brad, any predictions? Is Savoy going to take the win, his first AC win, or is Matt Taylor going to get the monkey off his back finally?
I like Matt Taylor for this race, or Alex White. I gotta be honest with you, but best of luck to Kevin out there on pole.
Green flag from Zandvoort. Matt Taylor's going to get the whole shot going into turn 1. Field is away. Side-by-side action here going into 1. It looks like it might be advantage Kevin Savoy. Yep. Continue side-by-side. But it looks like Savoy's going to take the lead here early on. Oh, those guys continue to run side-by-side. Alex White looking to tuck in behind Kevin Savoy.
Oh, careful, fellas.
Wow, these two have been side by side since the start of the race. Unbelievable. Now it's Kevin Savoy finally going to take that position away.
Boy, cold tires on these cars, such close proximity. Close stuff, Al.
Wow, what an unbelievable start between those two. Savoy, Taylor, White, Nunez, Chris Moses, 5th, Poole's going to 6th. And we got Nieto Canola going side by side into the chicane. Looks like Nieto's going to hang on to that. Mike Truss is following right behind. Decent start to this race. Rick Myers disconnected. Not sure what happened to him, but he ran up to 11th.
Whoa, big slide by Nunez is going to let Matt Taylor through on the
Wow, Kevin Savoy has made a mistake. Ooh, might have been a little contact in between White and Savoy has taken it off. Nunez looking to take that position away from Alex White. And he may get it done here. A lot of side-by-side action here at the start of this race. Looks like Nunez is going to hang on to that. Maybe.
Well, this is exactly what Matt Taylor needed to see, be able to get a little bit of a gap, a little bit of breathing room, settle into this race, get the tires warmed up, and get on with business.
leaderboard here with Chris Moses. We're watching this battle up 4 second. Well, Matt Taylor, those two behind start duking it out. Taylor's starting to check out here. Thiago has gotten past Nieto, so Thiago, I take that back. Thiago is behind Nieto, so Thiago settling into 8th. Behind him, Kevin Savoy. Savoy might have had some contact with that outside wall at turn 3, so he may be off pace slightly. Or with Chuck Carter.
Yeah, worth remembering that damage model has been moved up, so these guys going to be suffering more of a penalty if they do have contact out there.
Carson's now putting a lot of pressure on Marty Uren. Savoy continuing to struggle there. Olsitter has dropped from the lead down to 9th. While running Nunez. Not giving up here. Putting a lot of pressure on Alex White. Ooh. Nunez puts a wheel off. Very easy to do through that corner.
Boy, Oscar Lithgow back to 17th. Not sure what happened there, Al, but Oscar Lithgow very back in the pack at the moment and in a fight with Ian Jolicoeur. So Ian Jolicoeur back there as well, Al.
Jolicoeur, right? Looks like he ran into some trouble, as did Lithgow. Nunez having a look. And Alex White into the chicane, not going to be able to get it done. Nice battle here between Canola, Nieto, and David Poole. Trussler having a great start to his night as well. Currently in 9th. Cuppett, Houston now. And Chuck Carter, and who's that? Kevin Savoy now fighting tooth and nail. David Rowley's just made his way past Chuck Carter, so David Rowley, ooh, heavy on the brakes for Rowley. Looks like he's going to hang on to that position. Frantic start to this race, Brett.
Yeah, I was just about to say, watching that gap at the front, that Matt Taylor, I think, may have a bit of pace on Alex White. However, that gap has remained pretty static here over the last 2 laps, Al. So Alex White may be having his measure here after all.
Watching this battle here, this is 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Kurt Chandler involved in this fight here.
Yeah, quite a dice those guys are having.
Ooh, Houston's just thrown it off, so he's going to fall back a couple positions here. Kevin Savoy all the way back now in 15th. Tough start.
Yeah, unfortunate. Didn't really see what happened there, but there's obviously some type of fracas up there that he was involved with. Couldn't see the precipitated it.
The pass made on Chuck Carter in the chicane. David Poole has thrown it off. He's getting back on track now. Not sure what happened to Poole. That's going to drop him several positions. Cuppett with a great start. He's in the top 10 now, Brett.
Boy, he sure is, you know, and actually looked pretty sharp in the practice, decent in qualifying, but this is exactly what I was talking about. It's difficult to push at the limit with these cars on this track. Ooh, if somebody, big brick. Didn't see.
Chandler and Kevin Savoy. Ooh, some contact between Savoy and Chandler. That's back on it, looks like. So back out front, it looks like that gap between Alex White and Matt Taylor looks like it might be starting to drop here, Brad.
Yeah, actually shrinking a little bit, and did this Alex White guy kind of just sneak back into things? Quiet the entire off season after taking more or less a season off. He just kind of crept back in there, and suddenly we find he's back and still very racy.
Ugly through that chicane. Lost a little bit of time to Taylor. Suppose it's hanging in there in fourth. One of those guys. Nato running in fifth. Thiago Canola sixth. And he's got Mike Trussler now hot on his heels in seventh. So after a disappointing qualifying, now Aaron Parsons is in the top 10, running in ninth, so he's a nice battle there between himself and Marty Uren. Let's see if he has a look on Marty. He does not.
Yeah, and I think it has to be said that Aaron Parsons taken advantage of some of the mistakes made in front.
Chuck Carter under a lot of pressure now from David Rowley. Carter made a little bit of a mistake. He's going to hang on to it. Houston now, David Poole has rejoined from 6th back now in 14th. And behind them, it's Kurt Chandler and Ian Jolicoeur. Jolicoeur trying to work his way through traffic here. He is now up into 16th, and he's got contact with Curtis. Both of them go off. Not what you want to see, as Lithgow has made his way past those two and has worked his way now up to 15th. So.
Tell you what, Al, this track is difficult enough when you're running alone and trying to make good pace without having some of this contact these guys are having. I mean, they're making it life difficult on themselves here.
Certainly are. Greatrix back in 20th, and Mascarelli in 19th. John Watson running back in 21st, followed by Rolf Calderon. And that's it. We've had several retirements here to start this race, and our leader, Matt Taylor, 7 laps into this one, and boy, Savoy out of the race. Story out, Greg Myers out.
Yeah, I wonder if Savoy, he was really struggling, more than just aero damage would indicate. I wonder if he did have some bent suspension or something as well.
Going now with Mike Trussler. Big fight here between him and Canola. This is 4-6.
Boy, and you got to be impressed with Mike Trussler as well. He qualified pretty decently, but has certainly moved up a few spots, also through attrition, and Aaron Parsons continuing to lurk back behind that battle as well. So both those guys just staying clean and moving up as a result.
Gap out front is now 2 seconds up Taylor over White. I expect these guys come in around lap 18, 17, 18.
Yep, sounds about right.
Guys may stretch it out a bit.
So Luis Nieto currently 5th. Haven't mentioned him too much. Of course, he qualified there in 9th, if memory serves. So a nice move up for our points leader.
Let's see, Trussler having a look on the inside of Canola. Canola's going to hang on to that spot, maybe. Side by side. So, gonna try again. Good job there for Mike. He could have pushed the issue, but this would have been costly for both of them.
Yeah, it really was a good decision there. Thiago, of course, this is what his second official race here in Assetto Corsa. So we'll see how he comes to grips with this sim. I assume that he's going to pick it up pretty quickly. Running 6 here in his second event at NAGP here on Assetto Corsa.
Kevin Miller is out as well. He is six laps behind. So.
Just going to make another quick note here on Thiago Canola. Probably the smoothest driver here at NAGP. Certainly we saw in the GTR2 class. Him and Alex White, I'd say neck and neck in that category. Very solid.
Joe LaCour now and Oscar Lithgow. Embroiled in a fight. LaCour trying to go around the long way.
Might make it work.
And he does, it looks like. Yeah, wow, what a pass from Joe LaCour. Great job. You don't see that too often.
No, particularly around that corner. Not much grip out there on the outside.
Really now up to 17th. Not far off this battle between Lithgow, Joe LaCour. Behind them, it is Kurt Chandler. So Halili, Kurt's pseudo teammate for the night, Halili filling in for Montgomery Jr., who is out. Tell you what, the main battle right now on track is this one between Trussler and Cadola. A number of laps now, these guys have been nose to tail.
Yeah, that is a good battle. I tell you one just a little further up I've been keeping my eye on is Alex White and Ronnie Nunez. Those guys have been running very close together, and we're entering the stage of the race now where it's all about kind of maintaining control, making sure you don't make mistakes. But these guys involved in fights, they're still having to push very hard with each other here, trying to maintain those gaps.
Let's jump out front real quick, see what how that battle's looking between White and Ronnie. On board with Nunez. Nunez, the winner here last season. Really dominated that race last season. That was his first race here at NAGP, and really put on a show.
Yeah, that's right.
Different circumstances now, finds himself in third, trying to find a way past Alex White, but this battle here between these two is only benefiting Matt Taylor. The gap is as high as 2 seconds now, dropped under 2 seconds between White and Taylor. White locking him up. I'll tell you what, White is most likely not going to get frazzled by this pressure here from Nunez. He knows.
No.
Ronnie's the type of guy that be comfortable behind in front of Ronnie.
Yeah, and Ronnie's not going to get too frazzled from feeling like he has to push too hard to try to get up to Alex White. So Ronnie quickly proven his speed and poise here out on track. His racecraft is quite superb. So both those drivers, I'm sure, will be very careful around one another, continue to turn good laps, and we'll see if Matt Taylor can continue that 2 second gap. So far, so good.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of last week at Spa when Taylor and Nieto were duking it out, and that gap was right around 2 seconds most of the night. But so far, things are looking good, promising for Matt Taylor, leading this race nearly from the get-go.
Yeah, that's right. Another battle going on just behind those, kind of brewing. Luis Nieto and Chris Moses have remained pretty close together here this whole time. Boy, Luis Nieto, I have to say I'm very impressed. I was wondering if he was going to succumb to the early pressure of the points lead here, but looking very solid here, I'd have to say, in this second event.
Not surprised by Chris Moses not able to maintain the pace the front runners are running here.
Yeah, he's close, but just enough off it to be sliding back consistently. You're absolutely right.
So White has, for the time being, giving himself a little bit of breathing room as that gap is now between Taylor and White down to a second. 1.2 seconds. So White now starting to put the pressure on.
Yeah, we didn't see that as a result of any lap traffic or anything like that. So Matt Taylor, I think, just a bit of a mistake here. Cost him a half a second or so, and that's all it takes to quickly fall under pressure here in this league.
Let's rejoin that battle between Tiago and Trussler. Trussler's doing everything he can to make his way past, but Tiago having none of it.
I just saw somebody jump into the pits there.
Joe LaCour in the pit lane, and David Rowley.
Okay, so I guess we have some stop cycling through. You know, it should be mentioned, that is a kind of a tricky little pit entry here. Kind of a narrow little right-left chicane. Well on the brakes.
You got to think Joe LaCour may have some damage, figured to come in as soon as possible and just fill it up and fix the damage. As long as he can make it the rest of the way, he should be good. Incredible battle here between Trussler and Canola.
Yeah, it sure has been. Oh, that battle at the front, no less so. All three within 1.5.
Canola defending the inside. Let's go back out front here. Our leaders, 1, 2, and 3, Taylor, White, and Nunez. That gap now 7/10. It was as high as 2 and change, but it's dropping pretty precipitously.
Wow, well, these guys are going to be thinking quite a bit about these pit stops and how they're going to maintain those gaps. Boy, when the margins are this close, it doesn't take much of a mistake coming into the pits to find yourself down those positions. And yeah, if you can make the pass that way, that's certainly going to help you out.
You gotta wonder if the added weight is now having an effect on Taylor and the tires.
Yeah, it's a possibility, Al.
White, Chandler in the pit lane. Window has opened for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, they can make it from here.
Oh, it's White. It's just really man on a mission at this point.
I really want to watch that battle. I'm stuck on the Canola Nieto or Trussler battle here. But it sounds like a good one.
White smelling blood at this point. May just be a matter of time. But we're closing in on that pit window here for Taylor, so he may opt to come in maybe a lap early.
Well, if memory serves, it was a...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Al. If memory serves, it was a double stint last week for Matt Taylor, was it not?
It was. Same for Nieto, so... different ball game here as the Zandvoort notoriously can be brutal on tires as opposed to Spa. Not going to have that much load, as much load. See a lot of guys locking up.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and we were reminded actually by by one of our drivers tonight about that this is not the version 6 tire model. This is an earlier version, actually subject to a little bit more damage here on those tire lockups and wear out.
That is correct. The tire model's a bit different. The wear attributes are the same as the Abarth's. Model itself. Ooh, White now. Locking up the brakes. Got some lap traffic coming up for Taylor. You got David Rowley ahead of these guys on track. We're off with Ronnie Nunez. All of this battle.
Yeah, Luis Nieto now in 5th, closing the gap a little bit to Chris Moses as we close in on our stops. That gap now about 1 second, 4th and 5th.
Seeing Alex White take a lot of that inside curve there at the chicane. Wow, it's funny. Close the gap on White. You can see that gap now. Lost some time to Taylor up front. He's having a look on the inside of White. Whoa, is he going to make it stick? Oh! A little bit of a lurch from Nunez. White's going to hang on to it. Wow. Nunez saw an opening there to take advantage, but a little swirly on throttle. Two nearly had some contact.
A little swirly. All right, I like that. I'm going to tuck that one away, Al.
Got it. Let's take a look back here real quick at this battle between Canola and Trussler. Still, Canola leading the way here over Mike Trussler. As these guys have been lockstep for quite a while now.
You know, Mike Trussler has not forced the issue at all. I've been watching this battle. He's been content to just kind of hang back here as much as he can, wait for the mistake. It has not come, and frankly, I don't think it's going to. So he is going to have to make this pass in the pits because I think he'll be forced into trying to force something here if this battle stays as is after the stops.
Chris Moses now coming under some pressure from Nieto, just up ahead on track.
Sure is.
Gap increasing slightly over Taylor and White. These guys approach some lap traffic. Up ahead of Taylor on track.
Yeah, 19 laps now in the books, Al, so we should be seeing these guys. Maybe they're all waiting for someone else to blink these guys involved in these very close battles.
Yeah, who's going to flinch first, right?
Yeah, Lithgow has come in for service, but from the 19th position,
So far, best lap of the night has been Alex White with a 35-1. Nunez right behind with a 35-2. Taylor in third. So your top three running the best lap times. Taylor gets past. Joe LaCour does a good job letting the front runners by. John Watson up ahead on track. So a lot more traffic to contend with here for Taylor. We saw what happened last week. Got locked up in some lap traffic, which cost him the race. John Watkins going to let these three past.
well, this field has thinned pretty dramatically. I suspected we might see that, but it's been even a little higher than I expected. Nearly a third of this field out of the race, Al. Holy cow.
Yeah, not surprising here at Zandvoort. Can lead to some attrition as Nunez thought about it. Had a second thought and then maybe said, I'm going to go for it. But White's going to hang on to that spot. So, Nieto into the pits.
You know, it might be worth for some of these guys coming in a lap early, get those tires up to temperature over your competitor. So maybe it's the proper action is to blink first here, Al.
So Nieto comes out in ninth. It's a matter in which what our front runners are going to do. John Hewson just pitted. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys elect to double stint here. Some of these double stint tires. I get the feeling they will not, but they've gone many times in the past.
Yeah, I suspect you're right. I certainly have not had enough recon laps around this place to know what the tire wear is going to be like.
Ooh, Taylor.
Now here we go.
Comes in. White, Nunez, all three of them. Oh,
wow.
It was a matter of who was going to... They all went on the leader.
Okay, well, here we go.
Let's see what happens.
Going to be a quick stop as well.
Moses is in the pits as well. Let's see, White's away. Taylor is away. Nunez is away. So, all three come out nearly simultaneously.
Wow, well, a good stop. Oh, rally off in front of this group.
So Trussler has come in, so Tiago Canola has taken over the lead. So Nunez loses a bit of time there trying to make his way past some lap traffic, but none the worse for wear. So, Canola, your leader currently. Now, here's a guy who is known for some interesting strategies, Brad. I wonder what's he got up his sleeve.
I was thinking the same thing. Look, the later a guy goes into the race, the more likely he is going to take a double stint on the tires.
Some lap traffic.
I mean, does the guy ever take tires? is he trying to save money or what? I don't know.
Makes his way past Sergio Calderon. So he's going to stay out.
Yeah, so Canola running into 5th position. Of course, we saw that epic battle that he was having there.
He's got 6 seconds up on Matt Taylor, who's running in 2nd.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to where he comes out in relation to Mike Trussler.
Chris Moses back into the pits. So Moses now has dropped down to 8th and continues to fall here. So you got to wonder what happened to Chris. That's a shame. So that moves Parsons now after the stops. Parsons now up to 5th. He's 10 seconds off the leader, not far off of Nunez, only 3 seconds back.
Has Aaron pitted?
That's a great question.
I don't think he has. Mike Trussler has pitted. Aaron Parsons was behind Mike Trussler when they came in, so maybe quite a few of these guys looking to take a double stint on those tires, Al.
Lithgow, he is lap down. He's running at 16. So Alex White with an off there just at the chicane. That's going to allow Nunez past. So,
boy, that's where he's been struggling a bit, huh?
Yeah, he has. So, very uncharacteristic mistake there from White. Just caught the tail end of that. So, Nunez may have had a little bit of pace over White. Let's see what he can do here. Now it's Nunez's turn to attack here on Matt Taylor.
Yeah, good point. And sometimes it can be difficult when that focus shifts. You know, you're behind, waiting for a guy to make a mistake, but now you're the one that's the guy behind's looking to make a mistake on. So interesting to see what happens.
Taylor and Canola starting to come down now, under 6 seconds.
Okay, it looks like Aaron Parsons has completed his pit stop. He rejoins in 7th, Al, right in front of Trussler.
So that gap between Taylor and Nunez is just about a second and change. Has made his way past John Wathen. John Wathen will lap down. So what did we start with? 27 down to 19 runners there, Brad.
Yeah, 19 runners, and it was, what I mentioned before, more like a quarter, but now it's closing in on a third.
Canola decides to do it. Doesn't look like he's going to be coming in anytime soon. The gap now is
he's given up
between Taylor and Nunez. Rachel's out of the race.
Oh. Boy, you know, when you get down to some of these positions, it almost doesn't matter how far back you are. Boy, if you only have to wait for a couple more guys to take a DNF to get points, it's worth, you know, trudging around out there on track.
Yep.
So Canola, I was going to say, still holding pretty good pace here, really, giving up only a couple seconds since these guys have made their pit stops, and they are on fresh tires, of course, too. So still pretty good speed.
Further back now, Trussler now putting some pressure on Aaron Parsons. This is for 7th. So Alex White maintains the fast lap of the race. Canola's personal best 35.9. Gap's now 4 seconds over Canola over Taylor, so that time is starting to come down for Taylor.
Yeah, creep down a little bit. I've been really interested in that Thiago Canola time versus the Mike Trussler time when they're involved in that battle. That Aaron Parsons-Mike Trussler battle is helping out Thiago Canola there. That gap has stayed the same between Canola and Trussler since those stops, 30 seconds.
There for Trussler. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where Canola comes out once it does pit in relation to these two guys.
Yeah.
Well, Nieto, it's got to be said, he's got a good run going for himself, running in 6th, carrying some success ballast. Marty Ured now up to 5th.
Yeah, and I don't think Marty Wren has made that pit stop either, Al.
Interesting. So a lot of these guys starting to stretch it out. Ooh, as Trussler has made his way past Aaron Parsons. Apologize for missing that one. Trussler now moves up into 7th. Moses, meanwhile, back in 9th after having to make 2 stops for some reason.
Yeah, pretty strange. I mean, if you miss your pit box, you can back up and still get service. So I got to figure it was due to an accident, perhaps on cold tires. Decided to come back in and get the damage fixed, maybe.
After making that pass on Parsons, Trussler hasn't driven away quite as much as I thought he would. Parsons doing a good job hanging on to the tail end of Trussler.
It's like somebody dove into the pits. It is Thiago.
Canola is in. Let's see where he comes out in relation to Trussler and Parsons. He's away. He might come out ahead of Nieto. He does. So, great stop for Canola. Good decision there, staying out late. That's a clear track ahead of him. Ends up ahead of Nieto and Mike Trussell.
Yeah, well, we'll see the advantage of newer tires versus old tires here.
Now, back to the fight up front. It is Nunez now under half a second off of Matt Taylor. This is for the lead, folks.
Yeah, Matt Taylor making a bit of a mistake there in turn 3. Ronnie Nunez able to get a great run, and it's all on for the business now.
Oh! Contact! Contact between Taylor and Nunez. Wow. That's going to move Alex White into the lead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Boy, you don't see them. Yeah, you don't see them catching back up to White, do you? Wow. Well, I have to say, I think Ronnie Nunez was caught out a little bit by Matt Taylor getting a little squirrely through the chicane there, I think.
I was going to say the same exact thing. I think Taylor got it a little bit wrong, and Nunez just couldn't react in time, unfortunately. So both those guys, Nunez in particular, is going to have some aero damage to the front of that car. And that's going to open the door here, potentially. Going to have to keep an eye on those lap times. But Canola now in 4th. That gap is now 6 seconds between White and Matt Taylor. What a turn of events here, Brett.
Yeah, boy, what rotten luck for Matt Taylor. Boy, just hope he's able to just kind of stay composed here after that. Unbelievable bad luck last week. Go ahead and try to cap off the second place here. This battle is still on for second, however, so still some work to do if you're Matt Taylor, and boy, what another disappointment. I mean, these guys aren't catching back up to Alex White with the damage unless Alex throws it off or some other strange thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it? I mean, he did make one little mistake earlier on in the same exact corner he's going through now, but he's finding himself out front. I don't think he's going to make that type of mistake again.
No, pretty unlikely. And look, Alex White had great pace, but I think it was a toss-up between those three. You know, roll the dice, and you know, you have to be pretty excited having that kind of luck. Yeah, I am the pace too.
So Marty Uren has finally come in. He is now in 10th after stops.
Yeah, just about actually where he was at when those pit stops started to cycle through.
Alex White trying to make his way through lap traffic. He does. So your positions as we stand is White loses a couple seconds trying to make his way past Sergio Calderon. It's White in the lead. Taylor second. Nunez, you see him there in 3rd. Thiago Canola in 4th. About 3 seconds up on Luis Nieto. And Trussler in 6th. Parsons 7th. Chris Moses is now 8th. He's starting to close up on Aaron Parsons. David Poole in 9th. He might be joining this fight soon as well. And Marty Uren is your top 10. So Canola, I'm taking a look at that gap between Canola and Nunez. Oh, and Nunez!
Nunez made a mistake. He's off in the chicane.
Wow, is that self-induced or what?
Indeed.
And Canola now coming around, going through the chicane. And that car of Nunez is going to be badly damaged, so to see a podium here for Canola.
And if that if that happens, I think he'll be jumping for joy. I don't think there's any way he would have expected that.
And he's got to be very excited. So, seen some mistakes here tonight, quite a few actually, but some uncharacteristic mistakes from some of our front runners. Alex White had it off, allowing Nunez pass. Nunez had some contact with our leader, Matt Taylor. And Nunez threw it off. But, hey, you got to give Canola credit. He's been running a pretty flawless race under intense pressure in this first stint from Mike Trussell.
Well, he sure has. I think drive of the night, really, all things considered. This is going to be the very toughest track for these cars. And I tell you what, Al, they are actually pretty difficult to get around a place like this with the bumps. They can be a little dicey.
Take a look at that gap out front. It is just 4 seconds between White and Taylor. Yeah, so White not driving away as much as we thought he would.
Yeah, running out of laps now. 8 laps to go, so it's going to take a pretty Herculean effort by Matt Taylor. But I think he's really up on the spurs here and trying to make up whatever ground he can, taking some chances perhaps as even.
Yeah, and this is a position he hasn't been in this season so far, chasing down the leader. And he's doing a pretty good job. It's now 3.5 seconds between White and Taylor.
Yeah, boy, and you have to figure.
Oh, and White makes a mistake. He takes it off.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So he's going to be having some control issues with that car. No doubt it's going to drop some pace. And that gap is now under 3 seconds between White and Matt Taylor.
Holy smokes.
About 6 laps left here. 7 laps, sorry.
Down to the wire last week, and it looks like we could be in for the same thing again this week, Al. And I keep looking at that gap at Thiago Canola. We got to think he double stinted tires. He's pulling away from Nieto there in 4th.
Yeah, that gap between Nunez and Canola, right around 4 seconds. Nieto, meanwhile, coming under some pressure from Mike Trussler, and this is for 5th, sorry. And looks like Trussell's going to get the pass made. He does. So Trussell now moves up a position. And this would be a great night for Team Formula winning White and Trussell. Chris Moses now closing in on Nieto. Go ahead, Brad. Sorry.
I was going to mention the same thing. I mean, that Nieto-Moses-Parsons battle. Trussler, too. So they're all right there here, fighting late. In some very, very close dices.
So you see Trussell now starting to pull away from Nieto. You gotta wonder, Nieto carrying all that weight. If he double stinted, maybe struggling at this point. Chris Moses, a bit of a tail wiggle there. Like Moses is going to have a look here on Nieto for 6th. Gap now under 2 seconds, right around 2 seconds between White and Taylor. I got my eyeball on that.
Boy, if that gap comes down at that constant, Matt Taylor will have a shot here by the end, I think, Al.
What a turn of events it would be for Taylor if he could somehow come away with the victory after having that moment with Nunez and then White taking it off.
It just goes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the impact from the rear is probably not going to have as much of a detriment on the car as it would head on. So.
Yeah, that's a good point, Al. I was going to say it just goes to show how difficult these cars truly are. These are actually quite good drivers, and even these guys are having a little difficulty maintaining control on the limit. I mean, that's where you have the problems, is when you're on the limit. If you're at 90%, 92%, yeah, you're okay. But boy, in these close battles, trying to fight and gain every tenth, that's where you run into problems.
Moses now puts Nieto down another spot as Lithgow throws it off right in front of them. Right in front of Moses and Nieto. Parsons, Nunez. Oh, looks like Poole had to check up a little bit. So he's going to lose some momentum there. He was right hot on the heels of Aaron Parsons. Now Alex White out front. Coming under pressure here from Taylor. The gap is now 1.2 seconds. 5 laps to go.
Wow, Trussler up to 5th.
This is going to be the night that Taylor gets the monkey off his back. Under a second now.
Five laps to go. I think Taylor's got a great shot here. Alex White definitely off the pace.
Position Taylor would much rather be in. Chasing down the leader here late in this race, knowing the leader's got some issues.
Yep, and traffic up front. Look at that.
Walking ahead of these guys out on track should not be an issue.
Oh, I was watching a different teammate, Al. I was watching Chris Moses as you switched off that battle. Wrong liveried car.
So Walton does a good job getting out of the way. Spot where White looks like he's losing some time there to Taylor. Through that chicane. Struggling there a lot tonight.
It's odd that a driver like Alex White has not made some adjustments coming through there, actually. I think he knows exactly where he's giving up time. So.
3 laps to go. Until this is for the win here, Taylor and White. That's a great battle throughout the field tonight. Chris Moses now closing in on Mike Trussler. That's for 5th. But this is our closest battle on track, White and Matt Taylor.
Yeah, that one's for the glory.
White had a look, Taylor taking a look on the inside of White. Got better of it.
Boy, kind of nervous moments for Matt Taylor. You're absolutely right. He has not been in exactly this position before. Here, fighting for the win in that second spot. This is a new challenge for Matt.
Well, let's not forget also Matt Taylor carrying 15 kilograms of Success Palace.
Yeah.
White not carrying any. I'll tell you what, Taylor has put in a lot of time and effort. Yeah, you can see the difference here. Ooh. White running the inside. Step out a little bit on it. Nunez has distanced himself from Canola by a bit, so Nunez is safe here in 3rd for the moment. Laps here at Zandvoort. Round 2 here. Monday night North American Grand Prix. Formula Masters League. This would be a tremendous job for White if he can hang on to this win here. Oh, he steps out a little too much throttle. If Taylor can get a run here going into the chicane, not going to be close enough. Taylor's close enough here. He might get a run on him into turn one.
Yeah, I think that this is where he's going to have to make his opportunity if he can.
White defending on the inside.
Well, it's possible to run around the outside of this corner. It is possible, but not this time. Difficult, but...
Russell now coming under some pressure from Moses here late. Got about a lap and a half left. So we decide the winner. Don't see any lap traffic up ahead. Pretty clear sailing for these two guys. Tell you what, if Taylor can who has another look on the inside there. But if Taylor can tuck up close to White on exit of let's see, 12 and 13, should have a run on him into as White throws a wheel off there, a rear wheel off.
All right, I have to say, I think it's pretty clear Alex White is running a bit less aero here. I think it's pretty clear. There could be why he's struggling a bit in that chicane as well, Al.
Taylor pushing a little too hard, runs wide. That could have been it right there, Brad.
Yeah, it could be just the breathing room Alex White needs.
One to go.
Moses looking to make some late race heroics here as well.
Doesn't look like he's going to get it done. Meanwhile, up front, looks like it's White. This ain't over yet. Taylor, under a second. Something unfortunate happens here to White. I don't think he's going to be close enough here, Brad. Another flag up ahead on track. Chicane for the final time. Ooh, Taylor. Oh. Just see how hard he's pushing. He's trying, folks. I don't think it's going to be enough here. It's going to come down to the wire. White's going to defend on the inside. White's going to take the win here at Zandvoort. Taylor second. Unbelievable. Ronnie Nunez is going to finish third.
And Moses may have a run himself here.
Canola's going to finish fourth. Yeah, this battle here for fifth between Trussler and Moses. Ooh, Canola really falling back here, but he's going to hang on to it. Trussler's going to hang on to fifth. Guppett's going to finish a lap behind Nieto and Parsons. This is for sixth and seventh. Sorry, seventh and eighth. Oh, and Nieto just barely hangs on to it. David Poole going to finish ninth. And John Houston. Hey, you got to hand it to Houston. Solid run here tonight. He's going to finish in 10th. Back out here.
Buried in the pack.
Save this replay and talk to our winner. If I can find him. There he is. Alex White, do you copy?
Hello.
Hey, congratulations. What a race you guys put on here tonight between you, Matt, and Ronnie. And it was pretty spectacular to watch that pretty much the whole race. Saw made a couple mistakes yourself. Ronnie gets into the back of Taylor. You find yourself in the lead and then throw it off and nearly throw it away. And man, what a finish there. Talk us through it.
Sure. At the start, it was a bit dicey between Matt and Kevin, so I sort of stayed where I was while those two were side by side. Then Kevin, I think I got past him, I don't know. But then Ronnie was behind me for the whole first stint, and that was an immense amount of pressure that he put me under while I was trying to sort of keep up or catch up with Matt. Matt got a bit of a lead, but I kind of clawed it back in until the pit stop. Then Ronnie got past me after the pit stops. Well, we exited the pits exactly the way we were, almost the exact same gaps and everything. But after the pits, Ronnie got past me because I ended up beached on the curb. Let him get a much better exit. So he got past me, then I was like, okay, third's alright, third's reasonable. And then Ronnie ran into Matt at the chicane and I snuck by on the inside. So then I was like, yes, I'm winning. This is good. But then my computer decided to have a moment as I was going over the top of the hill, so I scraped my car against the wall. Then it had all the road holding abilities of a puddle. So Matt just reeled me in completely. And then it was just a case of sticking to my lines as much as I can, or going a bit defensive when I needed to. Even then it was still bloody difficult because Matt had an immense amount of pace compared to me. So I was about second and a half slower than my normal lap time.
Sorry there, Alex. I was hoping to get a quick question in there. I was kind of curious, you know. It didn't hear much there in the off season. More or less, kind of took last season off, but you snuck in there. Kind of showed up last week to a few people's surprise. Maybe you're looking to make a full run this season, trying to get in this championship.
Yeah. Between Mike and I, the aim is team championship. If I was to sort of end up in the championship hunt at the end, it'd be nice, but like other people are faster than me in this car, there's no sort of real denying that. Even Matt with, I think it was 15 kilos, was, well, better than me. So we'll sort of see what happens for the season, but team championship is the sort of aim between us. And the cars are really nice to drive, so it's a lot more fun than the
next question. How do you, what's your comfort level at this point in the car after these first two races?
It's a bit twitchy, but it's decent enough after you throw a set off at it. It's definitely a good amount of fun.
Well, congratulations, Alex, and next week we're going to be at a brand new track there at Barcelona. I know you probably haven't driven the car with some weight, so it's going to be interesting to see how you manage that 20 kilograms of success ballast, and if you can maintain the type of pace that, well, even Nieto showed a pretty good pace here tonight with all that weight that he had. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'll sort of go and ask Matt for a hint or two, but then be told to sod off by him. It's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, good luck with that. Well, congratulations, Alex. We'll be watching you next week, see how you do at Barcelona. Congratulations again.
I'll watch broadcast. Thanks for doing the broadcast.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Wow, what a finish here tonight, Brad. Pretty spectacular again, 2 weeks in a row.
Once again came right down to the wire. Matt Taylor, again, not quite able to cap it off, but boy, you can never sneeze at a second place, and it still has to be encouraging that he's up there in that position to try to nab that first win twice here in the same season. Going to be piling on some more weight on that car, so tough to say. The story tonight was really that attrition rate, Al, so we'll see quite a bit less of that next week at Barcelona. So looking forward to that one. That's going to be some interesting challenges around there at that track for these guys.
Yeah, certainly that was going to be interesting. It's going to be definitely interesting to see what Matt can do with 30 kilograms heading into next week, and what kind of pace he can hold compared to the other guys. But that'll be next week, next Monday night actually, at Barcelona. So new track here for AC. So look forward to that one. So join us next week at 9 for that round 3. But until then, join Marty and John Wathen this Thursday from Interlagos in our GT Series. That race kicks off at 9 o'clock. So those guys did a really good job last week in the broadcast, and hopefully you guys can tune in and check out some exciting GT racing action. But until next week, thanks Brad, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great night.